Now, from what I can tell from the photos that I've gotten off the internet that show the anchors are pretty well positioned horizontally. In other words, they're laying flat on the deck this way. So I think I'm going to take a little bit of CA glue and just fasten this shaft into place here. I don't want to be fumbling around all day like I was yesterday. I mean, that was terrible. I think something like that will be okay. Maybe pull this chain a little bit tighter here. I would think that this shaft right here is supposed to be, you know, straight in this guide. Something like this. I don't want to break anything, but that looks not too bad, but it's still not straight. Okay, enough fiddling around. Now I'm noticing what appears to be like a little ledge right there. In other words, right there it's lower than it is right there. I'm just wondering if maybe this part of the anchor is supposed to be up on that. If I put it like this, so that this little part right here is right up against that. That's all I can think of there. But then if I do that, this piece here doesn't fit down into the groove. Something like that's not too bad. I wonder if I was to, I know you can't see me doing it, but I'm sort of bending the anchor at a bit of an angle there. Now we'll go back. I do not want to have a repeat of yesterday. Well, I guess I can always cut video out. That's not too bad. Yeah, that's not too bad. Maybe I could put some CA on it. Right there like that. That looks fairly realistic. Oh my. I think I'm going to have to hold it down a bit. Oh, it keeps going crooked. I'm clearly going to have to repaint this. I'll let that cure. Now, when I was editing out those last couple of minutes there, I was noticing, and because we were looking straight down on the anchor, you probably didn't notice that this one right here was up probably 1/8 of an inch. In other words, instead of the anchor being horizontal like this, it was sort of tilted a little bit. So I rechecked the pictures that I had, and I could see that, yes, this part of the anchor is horizontal. At least it appears to be. So I came back out and I broke this loose, and I re-glued them so that this one and this one are glued onto the little resting tables or whatever they had there. And the fact that this shaft is not straight with this guide, I don't think makes any difference. I think that what this guide was for the chain. Yeah, and if anybody asks me, I'll say that's what it was for. Yeah, makes sense to me. Now, for the bow anchor, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense here, and here's why. The chain goes down through this hole here and hangs underneath, and the anchor hangs underneath the bow. But the chain itself, when it comes out of this hole, it just hooks onto this little thing right here, and then it just quits. So I guess it makes sense on the real ship, but it doesn't on the model. But I guess it doesn't have to, as long as it looks good. Now for those of you who were completely frustrated by yesterday's episode, well, I kinda got good news for you. There's going to be a change from this model ship series. I mentioned this before. When I get to episode 100, I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to make a little clock, a little wall clock. And it's going to be extremely simple. It's going to be for the free draw for the Facebook group that I'm a member of here in Winnipeg. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in. And episode 100 will be a week from today. So a week from tomorrow, we'll start something new, but only for a few days. Then we'll be back to the model ship again. Now, it's probably just me, but I don't particularly like this little brush that I just used a few minutes ago. So I switched back here to my old tried and true. And see if I can just darken these just a little bit here without filling in the little holes in the grading. All I want to do is just take off that brass look to it. Maybe a tiny bit more here. Oh, that was too much. I got to get that out of there. How do I get that out of there now? Oh, you know what? Those holes already were filled in. It must have been from the glue. This one here. This one's working better. All I want is that it looks good from the top. It doesn't look like a piece of brass photo etch. Yeah, I think I got it there. Oh, no, I took too much off. Well, that's okay. I want to point out a mistake here I made, and it's kind of a serious mistake when it comes to preserving detail. As well as using the CA glue to glue the anchors down, I went and stuck a little bit of the extra thin solvent on there. Well, that partially dissolved the anchor, and I lost a little bit of definition there. That was dumb. Now this bow anchor is supposed to go up through this hole and be fastened in something like that. But it's supposed to be bent in such a way here. It does flex a little. Now let's go check the picture. I've got the anchor positioned correctly on the bow now. Problem is, the shaft does not angle up enough to come up through the hole to fasten the chain on the clevis. Now, the fact that the anchor chain is not actually fastened to the anchor, is that really that important? That shaft doesn't come up and can't be seen through the top of the hole anyway. Sure, why not just leave it lay like that? Now here's an afterthought. What if I was to take that shaft and bend it so that it's more up? Then it might protrude out of the top of the hole, and you'd be able to see that little clevis. It might actually look better. Yeah, maybe I'll heat that piece of plastic and see if I can't just bend this up just a little bit. Well, as you can see, that didn't work. I just try and patch it up with a glob of CA thick here, hoping that when that cures, oh shoot, I always have a tendency to overplay with stuff. Okay, get the camera out of the way and reposition here. Okay, you can see that glob of CA hanging underneath there. I think that when that hardens, it'll sort of weld it into shape, so to speak. And I was just remembering, I think there's an extra anchor. I think there was one too many. It seems to me I remember a couple of months ago talking about that. And another thought is, who says that that shaft actually has to be connected? You can't see it inside the bow anyway. Let's put a little bit of curing agent on it. I just can't win. Well, what do you think? Should I laugh or should I cry? Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.